Hi guys, this is Mr. Ibrahim the trader of Gova Trading Academy. So in today's video, I'm going to quickly show you guys how to save templates and how to upload some currency pairs into your chart lists, Now, this is what we call the market watch. Under this market watch, I believe you can see that we have many currency pairs under this market watch. Now, on this market watch, whenever you want to upload the pair to your list, this is the list here. This is the list. Look at it. You can see here we have some list of pairs below, just below here. We have some list of pairs. So this is where we usually open the pairs we analyze on the chart. This is it. You can see we have plenty of pairs, currency pairs on my list here. And I also believe you guys can see that we have a left and right button around here. There's a left and right button exactly on this area. There's a left and right button exactly on this area, in this area here. Left and right button. That is the button you need to use to navigate the charts left and right. Now, whenever you want to upload a pair on your list, to this list that we have here, whenever you want to upload a pair to your list, then you need to do this. Go to the market watch. Go to the market watch. If you don't have market watch on your chart, click on view. When you click on view, go to market watch, then click on market watch. Under market watch, the first pair on your list, scroll up to the first pair on your list. In my own situation here, the first pair on my list is Euro USD. So I highlighted it. You can see I highlight it here. So if I want to upload this Euro USD to my chart, I'm going to right click on the Euro USD, right click. When I right click, this is what I see. You can see where it says chart window. So click on chart window. When you click on chart window, I believe you can see that a new black chart has popped up on the screen now. A black chart has popped up on the screen. Now, you need to do that for all the pairs on the list. You see, we have many pairs on the list. You have to do that one by one for all the pairs you have on your list, okay? If you notice that you don't have some pairs on your list, then click on view again, click on view, go to symbols. When you click on symbols, then you should be able to see this window. Under this window, depending on your broker, you should be able to see a plus sign next to this area. Click on the plus sign, then you can see majors and minors, and then you can upload the pairs you want to your list under this area. Just click on the pair you want and click on show symbol. Click on the pair you want, click on show symbol, click on the pair you want, click on show symbol. Do it one by one for all the pairs on the list here, one by one for all the pairs on the list, and so on. All right, that is it on how to upload some currency pairs to your list on your charts. Now, how will you save the templates? How do we usually save templates? First of all, if you want to change this color to the color we usually use, right-click on the chart. When you right-click on the chart, I believe you can see where it says properties. Click on properties. Under properties, go to show. Under show, you can see where it says show period separator here. Under properties, you can see this window here. You can see where it says show period separator. Click on show period separator. Then you can see where it says show grid. Uncheck show grid, uncheck it. Then go to colors, click on colors. Under colors, go to background. For the background, choose white. Foreground, choose black for the foreground. Bar up, choose green for the bar up. This is green. Bar down should be red. Bull candle should be green. Bear candle should be red. When you are done, just click OK. Now you can see my chart is back to green and red candle. Now, if you are seeing this on your chart, then right click on your chart again, then click on volume, and it is going to disappear. Okay. Now, there is something else also, which is, if you are seeing your charts, you can see here we have the current market price here, and you can see that there's a candlestick here also. We don't have any space within this area. So I like to see space on my own. I like to see space. So if you want to see space on your own, you need to click on this button here. You need to click on this left and right button. Left and right button. You need to click on it. So let me click on it. So you can see my chart is back to the left side. You can see I have some space here. From the current market price to the candlestick here, there's a little bit of space within that area. So I like to see space here. So, but if the space is too big, then you can click on this area to reduce the space. You can see there's a tiny dot here. There's a tiny dot around here. Just click on it and move it to the right a little bit. Put your mouse on it and move it to the right side a little bit. Now also, you can see all the time frames I have here on my list, all the time frames I have here. Now, if you just installed MT5, you need to do this. If you just installed MT5 newly, put your mouse on any time frame you are seeing, right click on it, go to customize. When you click on customize, you should be able to see this window. Under this window, remove all the time frames you can see. Remove everything. Just click on remove everything. Then go to available button. Under available button, scroll down to monthly. When you scroll down to monthly, then click on insert. Continue clicking on insert. Insert all the time frames on the list one by one. Now, available button is now empty. Click on close. When you click on close, then you are back to this window. Now, under this window, it is important you click on you can see we have a cross. I have a cross here on my chart. Now, right click on the cross. Put your mouse on the cross, right click on the cross, go to customize. When you click on customize, you should be able to see this window. Now, on this window, you can see where it says selected button. Under this selected button, I need you to look for, I need to remove this. I'm not using this arrow here. So these are the ones I usually use. I use rectangle, I use Fibonacci retracement, I use horizontal line, I use text, I use crosshair, I use cursor here. So if you don't have any of this on your own laptop, then, for example, if let's say you don't have rectangle on your list, under this list here, then search for rectangle under available button. So right now you can see I'm searching for it under available button. So I've seen it. This is it. Click on it and then click on insert. If you are not seeing Fibonacci retracement here, let's say, for example, you don't have Fibonacci retracement, look for Fibonacci retracement under the available button. So this is it here. Click on it and click on insert. Okay, click on insert. Then when you are done, you can click on close. You can close the window. So guys, just go back to the module 1 video on how to do all these things, okay? Now, how do you save templates? How to save templates? How to save templates so that you don't have to redo all these settings over and over again all the time. You don't have to do all these settings over and over again all the time whenever you open your laptop. Now, you can see here, I've already done the settings for my laptop. On this candlestick, I've set it up, I've set everything up. Then let me right click on the chart. When I right click on the chart, you can see where it says templates. On this template here, you can see where it says save templates. Click on save templates. When you click on save templates, then you should be able to see this window. You should be able to see this window. Under this window, you can see where it says file name, file name. So you can rename the file to anything you want, rename the file to anything you want, and then click on save. You can see the save here. Just click on save after you rename the file. Now, when you are done renaming the file, click on save. When you click on save, now I'm back to the window again, to the main window. When you click on save, go back to the main window of your chart and right click on the chart again. When you right click on the chart again, go to templates. Under templates, go to load templates. Go to load templates. Okay. Click on load templates. When you click on load templates, then you should be able to see the templates you saved. You should be able to see the templates, the name of the template you saved. Just click on the template you saved, click on it. When you click on it, then you can click on open. You can click on open to open the templates. And that is how to set up your MT5 using the easiest method, by saving templates and uploading your templates easily. All right, guys, this is Mr. Ibrahim the trader once again. So let's start today's analysis on monthly equilibrium line. So before that, let me quickly do this. So you can see I've already saved my template. I already have a saved template. So all I have to do is just to click on templates, click on my saved template here. Okay, so I already saved my templates. All I have to do is right click on the charts, go to templates, and then click on the name of the template I saved. So this is my template, blues, that's the name. So let me just click on it. So that is it. Let me do it one by one for all the pairs. So you can see it is very easy to set up the MT5 now using this template. I don't have to do the color setting over and over again. All right, so this is Mr. Ibrahim the trader, guys. Now let's start on the monthly trade. Let's start on monthly, okay? Now, guys, the first thing we usually do in the professional course is to mark the monthly equilibrium line. Is to mark out the monthly equilibrium line. So whenever you are analyzing the monthly equilibrium line, remember, we don't usually mark out the equilibrium line physically. We usually mark it at the back of our mind, right? We usually mark it at the back of our mind. Now, guys, you can unmute your mic, and if I'm asking you a question, you can respond back, okay? But if there is noise in your background, make sure you mute yourself, okay? Now, the first thing you need to do whenever you want to analyze the monthly equilibrium trade is to look for the trend. You can see here on AUD USD, the trend is a downtrend, as you can see, right? This is a downtrend. And remember, I usually mark out my trend like this. I usually mark out my trend in a way like this. Right, this is a downtrend. Now, on this downtrend, what I can see here is that towards the ending of the month, which is last month, towards the ending of last month, this area has not happened yet. Right? So, which candlestick, since we are in a downtrend, then which candlestick am I going to be using? It means that in a downtrend, the first thing we are looking at, remember, is a downtrend, number one. Remember, on the monthly, we don't have alignment on the monthly. So what we usually use to determine if a trade is a buy trade or a sell trade is by looking at the market structure and the downtrend or uptrend. So in this situation on AUD USD, we are currently in a downtrend situation. Now that is step one. Step two is to look for a candlestick, a very good candlestick that is going to support your logic. Now, I can see that we have a bullish candlestick here. I'm not going to be trading a bullish candlestick in a downtrend. So I'm looking for a bearish candle in a downtrend. I'm not going to be trading this bearish candle because it is not a good bearish candle on the D1. Now, I'm going to be looking for a very good candle looking left. I'm going to be looking for a good candle looking left. Now, all these candlesticks, this candle has already triggered here. This bearish candlestick has already triggered here. The supply of the candle has triggered here. So it means that is not the candlestick we are looking at. Then which candlestick are we looking at then? This candlestick is also not okay. This bearish candle here is also not okay. Let me zoom it out a little bit. You can see this bearish candlestick is a good bearish candle, right? It looks like rectangle. However, if I decide to mark the supply area of the candle has already triggered here. It has triggered here and market price went down. So that is not the candle I'm looking at. That's not the candle I'm looking at. So then let's look at the next candle. The next candle is this candle here. This candlestick here, you see, it looks like square in shape. So I'm not going to be looking at it. It means that we don't have any zone here yet. We don't have anything here right now. We don't have any zone right now that is going to support our sell trade situation. It means, what does this mean? It means that we don't have to trade yet. We won't be trading right now on AUD USD. However, we can see when market open on the period separator, we saw a bearish candle, a very good bearish candle that opened on the period separator. Now, when that candlestick opened, then it means that we need to highlight the supply of the candle, of this candle. We need to highlight the supply of the candle. Then we should wait for price to come back into our zone and the market is going to go down. Okay, so let's see what happened exactly on this trade. So I believe you guys can see that this is the bearish candlestick that we have. Hello, guys.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Zephyr, good evening.
Good evening.
All right. So you guys can see that all this area did not give us what we are looking for, right? I believe you understand why, isn't it? You understand why. Now, it means I'm not going to be trading anything here right now. I'm going to wait patiently for something else to come, for another opportunity to come. Now, the opportunity came and I saw this bearish candle, a very good bearish candlestick. Then what I did next was I marked out the supply of that candle. Remember, marking out the supply of the candle means I'm doing something like this with my proximal line, distal line, isn't it, guys? And then I'm switching back to a lower time frame. I'm switching to a lower time frame. Let me switch to a lower time frame. So this is the formation here. This rally base drop, this one, okay? Now, if you want to know the formation also, you can go to the D1 time frame, confirm the date of the candle. Let me confirm the date on this candlestick here. Now, switching back to a lower time frame to confirm the dates using the cross. So the date here is, okay, I'm going to confirm the date on D1, not a lower time frame. So the date on the candlestick here is 01/09/2023, 01/09. So let me see on a lower time frame, 01/09, 01/09. This one here is, you can see, so it is not this formation, right? You guys can see that this is not the formation we are looking at. This is exactly the formation we are looking at, which is corresponding with the D1 time frame, all right? Now, after you see the zone that is corresponding with your D1 time frame, then the next thing you need to do is switch lower to mark out the proximal line, distal line properly, okay? Remember, I told you guys, whenever you are switching to a time frame, don't jump from one time frame to the other. That is, from H2, don't jump to 30 minutes because you are jumping H1. Why are you jumping H1? You should do it one after the other. H2 to H1, H1 to M30, M30 to M20, and so on and so forth. That is how to do it, okay? So let me do it again. From H2 to H1, H1 to M30. I can see that on M30, this is the formation. It is very clear, right? Very, very clear. And it is a very good formation because we can clearly see how market price drop from the zone. Remember the other enhancer. Now, but I'm not satisfied with the formation yet. So M30 to M20, M20 to M15. So this is the situation. So currently we have two zones in the area. We have the upper zone here. We have this zone here above. And we also have a hidden zone below here. Now, this hidden zone, one of the questions, most frequent question is, if you mark your hidden zone and that hidden zone is sitting on the body, don't take that trade, okay? The hidden zone must be sitting on the supply side of the candle, okay? It must be sitting on the supply side of the candle. Now, this is the zone here. Remember, this is the lower zone. So the lower zone is on the supply side of the candle, okay? This on the supply side of the candle. Remember, I told you guys that it can be on the candlestick, on the body of the candlestick, just a little bit, because that is how we can mark our proximal line. If I decided to mark my proximal line like this, let me put the candle here, proximal line here. Proximal line here. You see, it doesn't make sense to mark proximal line here because nothing is around here. Nothing is here to support the trade that this is where we need to mark our proximal line. Nothing is here to support it. But something is exactly in this area. There's something here exactly supporting that we can mark our proximal line, distal line in that region, okay? Do you understand, guys? Hello, guys, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is it on this AUD USD trade, guys. That is it on this monthly trade on AUD USD. You guys can see how market price dropped down. Then we have the fair value in the area here. Market came back to the zone and the market dropped down massively. Okay. So that is it on this trade, monthly trade, AUD USD. It has worked out already. So remember, we have two zones on this trade. We have a zone above and we have a zone below. Okay, I believe I've answered the question that if you mark a hidden zone, that hidden zone must be sitting on the D1 supply or the D1 demand, whether if it's a buy trade or a sell trade. So that is it on this trade, guys. Now let's move on to AUD-CHF. Now on AUD-CHF, this is the monthly equilibrium line is going to be marked at the back of our mind. Remember, at the back of our mind. So it means that towards the ending of the month, which is last month, I was looking for a supply trade, a sell trade. I was looking for a sell trade because I can clearly see that this is a downtrend. I can clearly see that this is a downtrend. This is a downtrend, okay? Also, whenever I'm looking at a trend, I don't usually squeeze my candle. I don't squeeze my candle like this. No, I like to bring it out a little bit, at least like this, just to be able to see the trend, okay? And I don't like zooming it out like this. You won't be able to know the trend like this. So just do it moderately like this. In this way, you can clearly see the trend that we have. You can see this is a downtrend situation, Now, in this downtrend situation, towards the ending of the month, I can see a good candlestick here. So what if I mark the supply of the candle? I can see that it is not fresh. This candle is not fresh. It has already triggered here. So it means I'm going to be looking at the one above, right? This one here. But remember, I told you guys that banks usually have transactions towards the ending of the month, not the beginning of the previous month. Towards the ending of the previous month, around this area, that's where they usually have their transaction. If you are not seeing anything reasonable around that area, then it means that you need to wait. You need to wait for the new month, because waiting for the new month, you can clearly see what we have. Market gave us a very good bearish candlestick exactly at the opening of the month, which is this candle here. So what's next? What next is I marked the supply of the candle, supply area of the candle. That's the next step. After you determine the trend, then you determine the candle. Then after you determine the candle, then you determine if it's a good candle or a bad candle. Then you mark out the supply of the candle. After marking out the supply of the candlestick, then you switch to a lower time frame. Now, when you switch to a lower time frame, remember what we are doing. We are trying to see if that formation is a what? Is a good formation or not. We are trying to determine if that formation is a good formation or not, okay, or not. We are trying to determine if that formation is a good formation or not. So I believe you guys can say that this is the formation on a lower time frame. This is the zone, right? On a lower time frame. See the formation, guys. Can you see? Rally base drop. Market came back and market dropped down. So that is it on this trade, guys. That is it on this trade. So remember, I told you guys you can add 2 pips to your zone. If you add 2 pips to your zone, you can see that this trade triggered with 2 pips. And remember, I told you guys you can add 3 pips to your stop loss, 3 pips to your distal line, 3 pips to your distal line. So that is it, guys. So on this monthly trade, you can see this trade gave us the profit we are looking for. Any question on this trade, guys? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Hello?
No
Mr. Ibrahim.
question.
Madam K, do you
No
understand?
question.
Yeah, okay, now I understand because I wanted to ask, but then when you're doing the second time, so you're saying if we don't see any formation in the month before, we wait for the first day of the month
Not the
to close.
first day of the month. The first day of the month might not give us what we are looking for. You might see a bullish candlestick here on the first day of the month, which is something like this, right?
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
you might see a bearish candlestick the next day. You might see a bearish candlestick the next day.
Yeah,
The day doesn't matter. You understand? The day doesn't matter. What matters is look for where the candlestick, look for where you can see a good candle and then trade it. Do you understand? Look for
okay.
where you can see a good candle and then trade it, because it is not, we don't have a specific day that we have the candle, but whatever day you see the candlestick, you can trade it. So far as that is the first good candle you see. Do you understand?
Okay,
You can see that now we've already seen the candle here, right?
yes,
Does it make sense for me to be trading this candle right now?
no,
It doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore because the opportunity for the monthly trade is gone, isn't it? It's already
yes,
gone. It's already gone. It's gone.
okay,
So right now, the only trade I'm waiting for on AUD CHF is weekly trade. Weekly trade, okay?
yes,
Which is going to be next week. Which is going to be next week. So the only thing I'm looking for right now, I'm waiting for right now, is the weekly trade, because the monthly trade opportunity is already gone. It is gone in the sense that we've already seen the profits we are looking for on the monthly. So we cannot have 2 supply in 1 month. You understand? We cannot have 2 supply in 1 month. We can only have 1 supply zone in 1 month, We can only have one supply in 1 week. We can only have one supply in 1 day. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You cannot have multiple supplies. No. So that is it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And is this profit not reasonable enough? This is good, right? It is good. It is good. Now there are some trades that hit stop loss as well. So, but with this type of trades that give us massive profits, you should be able to recover on those type of trades. All right, let's move on. AUD JPY.
Yeah, just a question.
Yes, you can ask. Yes. Who is that?
On the it's Trevor.
Okay.
Yes, on the monthly trade. Is it just the trade on the first week before we were able to mark the work, or it's the trade which marks the high or the low of that month, and it should run longer than a weekly trade in terms of
I
because
don't quite
at
get
first.
that question. I don't understand that question. Can you repeat again?
Okay, so let me make an example. On a weekly trade where we now have our work, right?
Yes.
Usually those, when you look at them, they just last maybe a few days
Yeah.
in that week. So I was
Yeah.
asking if the monthly trade shouldn't we expect it to last maybe
Okay, I
a
understand your
week
question
or
now.
2
I
weeks?
understand your question now. That's a very good question. Now, your question is, if you take a monthly trade, let's say market came back to your zone and trigger, should you be holding the trade in profit for how long should you be holding down that trade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that your question? For how long should you be holding the trade? Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm
Now,
expecting it.
the answer
Yeah.
is very, very simple. The answer is simple. Remember, if we have a rally-based drop formation like this, rally-based drop, remember what we usually do. What we usually do is there's a fair value. Let's say this is our proximal distal line, Madam K, okay? Now let's say, Mr. Gani, are you following? Let's say this is fair value. Let's say this is fair value. Now market came back to the zone. You see how
Yes,
market
sir.
came back to the zone here, right? You see how market came back to the zone, triggered our proximal line. Now, remember, this is where fair value is. Remember, I told you guys that fair value usually serve as magnets for price. So this fair value is going to magnet price back down into the area. You can see market price is now back into the fair value area. Now you should notice that market is going to start consolidating, because whenever market price come into fair value areas, market usually struggle to break out of that area. Market usually struggle to break out of that fair value. So sometimes market might not be able to break out of that fair value. You might see market price reversing back up. Can you see that? So what does this mean? This means that you need to put a take profit of 1:3 on your first trade. Let's say you open multiple positions, or let's say you open 2 positions, right? On your first position, let's say you risk